This is ABC 7 News, Chicago's #1 news, with Linda Yu, Sylvia Perez, and weather with meteorologist Tracy Butler. This is ABC 7 News at 11.
The court hearing for 3 anti-NATO activists who face terrorism charges.
Good morning, Sylvia. We expect all 3 to enter not guilty pleas, but it is unclear if they will do that today. Now, the so-called NATO 3 are set to appear in court at any minute. Now, we expect the 3 NATO summit activists to be indicted on terrorism charges for allegedly plotting to attack President Obama's campaign headquarters and other targets with Molotov cocktails. Brian Church, Jared Chase, and Brent Betterly were arrested just before the NATO summit back in May. Police raided a home in the Bridgeport neighborhood after undercover officers infiltrated a group of protesters. This morning, Occupy Chicago protesters have come to the courthouse at 26th and California to support the 3 men in court today, calling the charges phony and fabricated. They're also supporting 2 other protesters charged with serious crimes in separate cases.
We feel that the Chicago Police Department and the city of Chicago spent a lot of money preparing for a NATO summit and a lot of time vilifying these protesters. And so on the lead up to NATO, of course, they had to come up with a reason why they spent all this money and why everything was locked down and every police and horses were armored and all this fear was instigated upon the population.
This case stands out because the state, not federal attorneys, are leading the prosecution. And this is the first time that Illinois has invoked the anti-terrorism laws adopted after the September 11th attacks. Now, defense attorneys for the 3 men say that these charges are sensational and that their clients were not making Molotov cocktails, instead that they were brewing beer. Meanwhile, one attorney we spoke to this morning says he believes that these charges are appropriate. Now, I mentioned that there are some Occupy Chicago protesters who came to the courthouse this morning. Well, let's go to that soundbite from the attorney we spoke to earlier this morning.
I don't think that, in my experience, either federal or state authorities bring charges just in order to scare people or to, in some way, take away their First Amendment rights to free speech. The state's attorney here is doing her job. She's doing something that she believes is to protect and safeguard the public.
Now, about 30 Occupy protesters went inside the courthouse just about 15 or 20 minutes ago. They say they plan to occupy the courtroom. It is unclear if they plan to cause any disruptions inside. We'll just have to wait and see. Live at 26 in California, Jessica D'Onofrio, ABC 7 News. Linda and Sylvia, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. We are having a lot of sunshine. It is a